I don't know about you, but I'm super excited to make a good chili this fall in my Caraway pots. Whether you're making a fall feast or a quick grill dinner, Caraway Home's non-toxic products make the cozy season safe and stylish. Pumpkin spice latte, chai, or your cozy drink of choice just got an upgrade with Caraway's Whistling Tea Kettle. Caraway's internet-famous kitchenware is a staple for home and comes in various modern shades to fit with any design aesthetics. Caraway Home's non-toxic kitchenware features a chemical-free ceramic coating, so food can be prepared with peace of mind that no hard-to-pronounce chemicals will leach into your healthy ingredients. Caraway products are made without any toxic materials like PFAs, PTFE, PFOA, or other hard-pronounced chemicals. Ceramic's naturally slick surface means minimal oil or butter for easy cleaning. Over 50,000 people have raved about Caraway Kitchen. Now it's time to try it for yourself. Visit carawayhome.com/TLC to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/TLC or use code TLC at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. 'Tis the season for a new look, and there's no merrier way to do it than with Pears' new holiday collection. I personally got the Wandas in tortoiseshell. I absolutely love switching up my frames, and with it being so inexpensive, it makes it that much easier to go with my spunky personality. Let your holiday spirit shine with a seasonal style that's slay, pun intended. This jolly assortment features snowy scenes, classic plaid, and your favorite festive hues. Pears has a frame to fit every face with 5 new wider base frame styles. Their growing lineup of frames has options for the whole family, men, women, and kids. Save on traditional glasses markups with base frames that start from just $60 and top frames at just $25. Get free standard shipping on all orders and a flexible 30-day return policy. Make every look merry with Pear Eyewear. Go to paireyewear.com/think for 50% off your first pair. That's Pear, P-A-I-R, eyewear.com/think.
Motherhood isn't always picture perfect, and we are just 3 moms trying to figure it out together. Let's get real. Welcome to the Think Loud crew.
Is that a new intro?
She just cut it real short.
Okay, sorry. Keep going.
Hi, Brooke. Hello. We have a guest today. This is we struggle with our intros sometimes. Like, we're trying to find the perfect soundbite.
We have like 150 episodes and our intro sucks every time.
Every time it's different.
Every time it just sucks.
It's not even different.
I mean, Kyle,
no one's written anything different.
No, Kyle forever comes up and she presents
"Here, guys,
these things,
let's try
and me and
this."
Shy forever critique her
Do we just stare and make fun of whatever she came up with?
Nothing is stuck yet. Nothing.
Nothing is stuck.
I like what you did, so.
I like what you did.
I like what you did there. That was good.
I think we should start a podcast because
I got these 2 out, yeah.
this is I feel very Libra against Virgo all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just it's okay.
Anyways,
I'm joking.
Hi guys. I'm happy that we're back. I feel like we haven't been together in a little bit, but I'm so excited. We have Brooke here today.
Yes.
So backstory really fast before Brooke introduces herself. About 10 years ago, I did this show, Are You the One? And about a few months ago, I posted on my Instagram, I'm like, somebody help me with Snapchat. I want to get plugged in with Snap. I want to start working with Snap. I haven't had a Snap in years. And Zach Longo, who did Are You the One with me, was like, I have the perfect person for you to hit up. And he's
Is
like,
this a Zach Connect?
yes. He's like, you have to hit up Brooke. And I was like, oh, wait, cool. He goes, but when you message her, say you're my girlfriend. or at least my ex-girlfriend. And it threw me all the way off, so I was like scared to message Brooke for months because I didn't know if I really had to say that because I'm not his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend. What? So for months I sat on I sat on the message, I sat on like the email, everything, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna build up my Snap and then eventually have like enough courage to message
hey.
Brooke and to say hey, and then like maybe put like in like really fine print like Zach's ex-girlfriend or something. So then eventually I went back to Zach's DM and I said, hey, like I feel really confident now that I can message Brooke, but do you think it's okay if I leave out the ex-girlfriend thing? And he's like, Shy, are you fucking kidding? Like, it was a joke. Like, it was never that serious. And he's like, the fact that you sat on this for months, you're just weird.
No, I feel like that's such a Libra thing to do.
And I gotta say, because Zach put it on my radar, he was like, hey, this girl Cheyenne's gonna reach out. And I do my homework, I do my research. Of course, I watch reality TV. I know everything about everyone. And you were a connect I was actually excited for. So I was like, where's that girl that was supposed to hit me up? I was like, wasn't your friend Cheyenne supposed to hit me up months ago? But I have so much going on. So I was like, when she's ready, she'll come at some point. So I was also waiting. I was like, I guess she's not interested.
That is hilarious.
So to think that you did not message me over a Zach Longo BS joke.
I know, but I also went to your page. Look, I went to your page and you're like, I'm fucking here. Yes. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready. Like, I don't know if I'm here. Yeah. Like, I don't know if I'm like confident enough because your confidence level is like to the moon.
It's just the hair. Don't let the hair freak you out.
It's the hair.
Yeah.
You either help bring people out of themselves or you have people be like, how do I approach you? Because you are so, you just
your
look,
presence
your presence
is
is very
amazing,
strong.
yeah.
Like when this is the first time I'm meeting you this morning. And when we got out of the car, I was like, I like Brooke. Like,
because she looks like how she looks online. Like,
it's not only the look, but it's like your personality, your voice, like your energy was like, it's like, this is me and this is who you're going to get. There's no masking. There's no switch and bait or bait and switch. There's no, are you going to accept me?
That's intimidating. Like,
yeah, it is.
For me, I was, and I feel like I'm fairly like a confident person, but I clearly am not because it took me months to email you. But anyway, I'm so happy that you're here. And
so
once I did message her, it was fine. Like, there was no problem. And I'm going to let you take it away. So
you guys have pumped me up so much. Like, geez, thank you so much for the kind words. And yeah, I mean, that's wild because I definitely waited for you to message me and I was excited. And I think, I appreciate what you guys are saying. You know, growing up, it definitely wasn't easy for me. Like, I used to get picked on a lot. I used to be called whitewashed, be weird. I just like, everything I am now wasn't cool back in the day. And so time kind of caught up with me. It's like cool to be weird now and all of that. And, one thing I did get, especially with social media, the ability to tell a story. And, outside of Snap, I'm also an image consultant. So advising people on communication, behavior, personal branding, everything in terms of, at the end of the day, perception is reality. And you might as well control the story that you're telling. So the opportunity to tell stories and just bring everything that you are into the forefront means everything to me. And so to have you guys recognize who I've just met, I can't stress how much I appreciate it. So
this is cool.
With that, hi, everybody. My name is Brooke Berry. I work at Snapchat. I'm the head of creator development at Snapchat. So my job is education, onboarding people, helping them grow their business and, find their audience on Snapchat. So I've been here a little over 2.5 years, which is wild because I never wanted to join a social media platform. My boss, Jim, shout out Jim. My boss, Jim at Snap will tell you, like, he was really bullish for a couple of years. Come to Snap. And I was like, no, I don't want to. I've had conversations with Instagram, with TikTok, YouTube. I didn't want to be in any platform. But after, him being really persistent, once I started the conversations at Snapchat, I was like, Snap is up to awesome stuff. The problem is not everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
And two, I've been in this digital space for so long. Since 2014, I got into social media.
Oh, wow.
I've seen the rise and fall of so many companies, creators. I saw that Snap was uniquely positioned to change up the landscape. So I think we're in the middle of that. It's such an exciting time, and we'll talk about more stuff, but I'm excited to be here.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I remember back when I first downloaded Snap, and this had to be like a while ago, years. And back then it was like sneaky. Like,
You want to see
it was like a sneaky link. Like, Snap was your little sneaky link. You guys not remember that?
I've never. Can I confess something?
Yeah.
Who'd you send your tits to?
No.
I just. Who'd you send your tits to?
My bad.
We'll cut that one out.
My bad.
No, but spot on. But I've always thought that, and I think that's why I never got Snap. I'm like, oh, it's like a sneaky, like, people are being sneaky on there. Like, why are you on there?
Mm-hmm.
But now I just downloaded it to, like, see what it's about and, like, learn about. So I'm excited to learn and, like, how to build my Snap.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
it's
I can
Cheyenne?
do the right things. I just got mine.
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
feel like at this
literally
point, I should
last
work
night.
for
So I'm
Snapchat.
excited.
you. First of all, you're a brand ambassador, but to your point, I mean, 100%, it's a misconception. I think one, when we think about Snap, it is a messaging app. At the end of the day, like there are not
so
like
it is.
so many kids and people just messaging their friends every single day. So we knew we had an opportunity to build upon our unique audience. That's the thing. Like Snap has an audience that's widely unduplicated. A lot of our audience don't live on TikTok and Instagram on a daily basis.
It's a
So
whole new community
Whole
that
new
I've
world,
learned
yeah.
since Cheyenne
100%.
did Snap School and all
Yeah.
this stuff. She came home and looked at all of us. Snap, snap,
It's
snap,
like,
snap.
everybody get on Snap
the
right
content
now.
you posted after Snap School was like showing your dad how to snap.
He made one.
Like,
You know.
I have a desk for you on Monday. You can start.
Please send her.
Sorry, MTV.
Anybody I talk
it's
to, I'm
changed
like,
the household.
Snap
100%. Wow.
is so much fun.
Our household.
You brought it sounds like it's like brought you all together and like it's
Yeah.
become a communal thing.
Because I was never the biggest. I appreciate Instagram. I appreciate Facebook. It lets me share with my friends and family. But like, I feel like Instagram, it always has to be polished. It has to look a certain way. It has to fit guidelines. You can't. You can be your authentic self, but it's like
Within rules.
within rules,
And without
parameters,
image.
and it's still like this huge feeling of like I'm gonna judge you because that's just what I'm gonna do. Snapchat, I'm on there looking busted, fresh face, crust in my eye.
Oh.
Hey, Snapchat.
It's like a
this is
daily
how I'm
vlog.
going.
That is.
And when I tell you, like, I've only had it in this last, like, maybe 2 months. I've accumulated thousands of followers.
Wow.
I feel like I have found my platform.
Yeah. And you don't have to be performative like you
I don't
said.
have to be
Yeah.
performative. I could sit my phone up. My kid may turn it off and turn it back on. It's me cooking. It's me doing activities with my kids. And it's like the
It's like a Snap family. That's what I call
That's
mine.
what
It
that's what
is.
you all do really well, and why I show your profile so much, and what the whole family does well is. I think people sometimes can overthink Snapchat. It's like, oh, what's going to be my thing on Snap? It's all of those moments in between, all of the moments that sometimes other platforms tell us that people aren't interested in. They are interested in it, and you are my example because you are great at making what feels like a Monday day at home interesting. There's stories all around you.
Yeah.
You just have to identify the story you want to tell and produce those moments, and you guys do that really well.
I think it's
know.
allowed even
Yeah.
for me to see like what content people do like.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I post such a variety and like people, the things that they pick up on, I'm like, oh, this is second nature to me or first nature. I didn't even think this was a thing.
Yeah.
So there was one day where I was frying chicken with my 4-year-old.
Yeah.
And he was stuck. He seasoned it. He put in the flour. And then it was like, once it got to the hot oil and the grease, I was like, okay, boss, like, mommy's got it. And he was like, no, we're doing this. Like, this is, I'm putting it in the grease. And so our whole thing of that day was doing dangerous things safely. And it was like, I had all these parents who were at first were like, oh my gosh, this is dangerous. What are you doing? And by the end of it, they were like, yo, I just learned the biggest lesson. Sometimes I have to allow my kids to just like try things. The anxiety that is here has nothing to do with them. It's just me in terms of doing something dangerous with my kids. So like, my whole thing lately has been like, hey, let me show you how to not literally like just do all these dangerous things with your kids safely, but like things that parents may be like, hey, I was really fearful because I've had the experience, but also no one was watching me. I'm like, hey, this is another way to do it.
Yeah.
So
Well, think about what you just did. You provided a utility. That's also like Snap is also utility, and you know it's a place that people can come to learn things. And you also hit on a great point, which is that we have 90% of Gen Z, but there's a lot of parents on Snapchat.
Yeah, there
Think
are.
about the parents who just want to talk to their kids on Snapchat. So there's a huge audience. Yeah.
yeah.
Where were you before Snap?
So is it better if I give you from the beginning? Like, do you want to know the very last thing, or should I just do
let's start from the beginning of like Brooke. Like, where are you from?
Yeah,
and all that.
Let's do the whole thing. Yeah. We got a little ahead of ourselves. We got so excited.
We got excited.
I know not everyone's in this room, but it's a lot of vibes here. So, all right. So I am older than I look. I'll look 23 for the rest of my life. I turned 33 earlier this year, and so I was a film major in college. I went to the prestigious film school of Arizona State University. Air quotes because it was a party school and it was not prestigious. And I've never gotten past the 3.0 in my life.
I thought you were gonna say like New York Film Academy.
Yep, the prestigious Arizona State.
I was thinking like USC film. The air quotes were great. When she said ASU, I was like, oh, ASU has film. Party school.
Literally. So, when in college, people ask me what I want to do, and I always used to say what I wanted to do didn't exist yet. Social media wasn't a thing. I didn't get Instagram until after I graduated. When I graduated, I started working full-time at a talent agency. So I worked at Creative Artist Agency. I worked in the mailroom, worked in scripted TV. So my boss worked with writers, producers, directors. I saw shows like How to Get Away with Murder, Blackish, Orange is New Black, go from being like referenced in an email to being on air. So TV is a world I know really well in terms of the development process, whether reality or scripted. And then I got into digital. Even at CAA, people were like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't think what I want to do exists yet, which has been like the tagline of my life. But my heartstrings were pulling me in digital. I didn't know anyone in social media digital, but I started working at a couple of talent management and media companies, full screen, big frame, worked at a place called Awesomeness TV. And they produced, they had quite a different property. So I did talent partnerships there, similar to how I do at Snapchat. I did it at Awesomeness TV. So my clients were like Liza Koshy, Kiki Palmer. Like I worked with a variety of different people. And then I was running social media for VidCon, which is like the Comic-Con for like the digital space. And that's what
I have so many questions about VidCon.
So that's where I was before, Jim tapped me to join Snap. Yeah.
Nice.
So you were in the mix.
Did you like CAA?
CAA was the best grad school I could have ever got. My work ethic, I am bullish on my work ethic. I didn't get this far just because I look cool and I have a cool personality. I work my butt off and I'm so thankful for CAA for that.
Yeah. We've talked before about me joining their team.
Yeah, it's a great place.
And everybody says it's great.
The culture there is incredible. I love once CAA, always CAA. Yeah.
What is CAA?
So there's a couple of big. There's so many talent management companies and agencies, but in old Hollywood, there were like 4 legacy talent agencies: WME, CAA, ICM, and a couple of others. There's UTA now. But so it's like, I've been around so many celebrities my whole life. Like they repped like Will Smith, Brad Pitt, like big celebrities. So I've been around. Just agent life is crazy.
How LA of you?
I'm so LA. It doesn't get more LA than me. 100%.
I love that.
What school did you go to?
Arizona State University.
High school.
Oh, Newbury Park High School. Oh, yeah, Newbury Park High School. It's funny. I went to school with no white kids up until 8th grade, and then my mom moved me out to the suburbs, and then I was one of like 8 black kids. So I had 2 completely different experiences. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Totally.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of me.
Yeah.
High school was like basically white, and then I went to a historically black college.
Yeah.
And then I was in culture shock.
Yeah.
Like, hold on.
Yeah, it's wild.
Black people. What are we doing here?
Stand still. No, just kidding.
Not black people stand still.
I was like, what the fuck do I do here?
Cheyenne's first month of school, she was like, I need to come home.
Yeah, because I was this LA girl. I would wear like kids, little skater skirts. I would skateboard to class, and they would be looking at me like, who the fuck is this girl? And I was in the middle of Virginia, so it didn't flow together.
And she was like, hey, I'm Cheyenne.
Yeah, it didn't flow in the beginning. I was like, you guys want to be friends? They're like, all right, you're weird. But whatever. So, okay, Jim tapped you and got you over to Snap.
Yeah.
And when you got there, did you feel like, okay, this is a good move for me? Or did you feel like this wasn't, like, what was your experience of moving over to Snap?
I'm shocked that I was being so hesitant in the beginning, because now that I'm here, I absolutely love it. It is the perfect role for me because I am an educator. I love to educate. I love to take famous people and give them the tools and strategies to make them more famous. And I'm really good at it. And so I've been able to leverage everything that I am into my role at Snap. And I think Jim and team did a really great job of identifying what I bring to the table and the needs of Snap and marrying the two. So
do you think you've gotten closer to this job position or this position that didn't necessarily exist? Like, what is that? What did you envision for yourself?
Yeah,
like,
it's really funny you say that because I think like it was really gray for me up until a few months ago. Do you guys remember the Bruce Willis movie called The Kid?
Yes. Didn't he like become, was he?
Yeah, it's like his kid, his like younger self. But in that movie, he was an image consultant. And I remember that in my youth. And there's this scene with him and this woman on the plane. And she's like, what do you do? He's like, I'm an image consultant. He's explaining what that is. And she's like, oh, that's great. I just got this role in LA as a news anchor. Like, what advice would you give for me? And he's like, well, your nails are too big. Your hair's too long. Like, I would never, don't ditch the y'all. The y'all is your... And I was so fascinated by that concept. And so all that to say, it just hit me a few months ago. I was like, an image consultant is what I am. And what it is nowadays, that it's a legacy term that's been distorted. Like if you look up image consultant, you'll see a lot of like personal stylist, PR rep. That's not what an image consultant is. Like La Roche is an image consultant. He's not just advising on fashion. So that encompasses all that I am, and like I said, it really tethers to my role at Snap. So I've been able to leverage it.
That's who you see yourself as.
That's what it is. I'm redefining what it means to be an image consultant.
Do you think you could take an ordinary, non-famous person and
make them
consult them into the position of fame or just, I don't know, an audience?
If I had all the time and like if I had no, responsibilities, yes. But I want to clarify, when people think of image consulting, it's not just for the people who want to be famous. It's for anyone. Let's say you want to go on a date, but you want to show up as a particular version of yourself. I would come in and advise you on behavior. You know how many of my friends I've gotten dates for just on a so it's not just about like fame. It's for anyone and everything.
So like if I had a job interview in like a few weeks and I'm like, Brooke, I have this job interview coming up, I want to come in there as this version of myself, then that's something that you would...
Let's say it's like, oh, I want to appear more professional to my coworkers, or I want to start integrating into a certain social group, like anything really. Look at us. Yeah, anything. It's not about fame. It's about who you are and leveraging it to
so perception. That confidence that you already are. I think
it is. It's taking all that you are.
Screaming inside.
Yeah, and
from
you're keeping
excitement.
It quiet. Yeah.
Because I truly enjoy meeting people like you. Yeah. The way my brain works sometimes.
Are you screaming louder?
No, it's the way that my brain works. It's just like I don't hear people speak like this often. So when I do, I'm like, these are the people I want to be in rooms with. These are the people who I'm gravitated to, because Cheyenne could tell you, my dad could tell you, I'm off the wall sometimes. Yeah. And it's
she's a weird one.
It is, but it's also I'm trying to figure it. Yeah. I do, and I've been trying to figure out how to get it out.
In the right
I do understand that.
To
perform or be myself. Yeah. And at the places that I have been able to do that, I was in a foreign country and by myself. Yeah. Or like no one was able to really see it. So there's all these layers of me that no one knows exist. Yeah. And the way my personality type is, it's like I speak in riddles and codes sometimes, and it's like, girl, just say what you're doing, and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, no.
So I'm gonna talk to you after this.
Please,
I'm very, very curious. No, this is really cute. This is really cool because I'm like, I want to get out my shell so bad. Yeah. I want to. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm super excited to make a good chili this fall in my Caraway pots. Whether you're making a fall feast or a quick girl dinner, Caraway Home's non-toxic products make the cozy season safe and stylish. Pumpkin spice latte, chai, or your cozy drink of choice just got an upgrade with Caraway's whistling tea kettle. Caraway's internet-famous kitchenware is a staple for home and comes in various modern shades to fit with any design aesthetics. Caraway Home's non-toxic kitchenware features a chemical-free ceramic coating, so food can be prepared with peace of mind that no hard-to-pronounce chemicals will leach into your healthy ingredients. Caraway products are made without any toxic materials like PFAs, PTFE, PFOA, or other hard-pronounced chemicals. Ceramic's naturally slick surface means minimal oil or butter for easy cleaning. Over 50,000 people have raved about Caraway Kitchen. Now it's time to try it for yourself. Visit carawayhome.com/TLC to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/TLC or use code TLC at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. 'Tis the season for a new look, and there's no merrier way to do it than with Pears' new holiday collection. I personally got the Wandas in tortoiseshell. I absolutely love switching up my frames, and with it being so inexpensive, it makes it that much easier to go with my spunky personality. Let your holiday spirit shine with this seasonal style that's slay, pun intended. This jolly assortment features snowy scenes, classic plaid, and your favorite festive hues. Pears has a frame to fit every face with 5 new wider base frame styles. Their growing lineup of frames has options for the whole family, men, women, and kids. Save on traditional glasses markups with base frames that start from just $60 and top frames at just $25. Get free standard shipping on all orders and a flexible 30-day return policy. Make every look merry with Pear Eyewear. Go to paireyewear.com/think for 50% off your first pair. That's Pear, P-A-I-R, eyewear.com/think.
I have a question because I do reality TV. I hate calling myself an influencer because I don't think I'm influencing shit, but you get what I mean. Yeah. So like someone like me, could I say like I feel stagnant where I'm at?
Yeah.
Could we have a conversation to where we figure out what is the next move, or is that not on the realm?
No, absolutely. I think, it is interesting for you, and I think it's tough when it's like you have I don't like to say a brand too,
right.
but people know you in a particular realm, and then you're trying to branch and kind of change that narrative.
Yeah, it's like, how do you get out?
It's something that happens over time, brick by brick, little by little. And I know you and I should have an offline conversation about it, but in general, it's possible for sure.
So it is possible.
It's possible. It's possible.
Just want to know if there's hope.
It's possible. One thing that excites me about people who have been on reality TV, and this, I'll say it generally, it also relates back to Snap too. One, for Snap, like, you guys are in a position where, one, you have to be on all the time, and you know how to identify narratives and storylines, and you know how to self-produce yourself. Yeah. You have 2 types of people. There's people who make so much content they don't know what to do with it, and you have people who really struggle with, what am I going to film today? And I find that people who have push that muscle in terms of, being on reality TV is not easy. So all that to say, once you identify the narratives you want to tell on Snapchat and otherwise, like, you can do that. And like, audiences will follow suit, and it's okay to have drop off along the way, but you're going to garner new audiences along the way as well. Yeah.
I will say in the last, few months that I've been on Snap, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Anybody who I talk to, whether it's like my friends, my family, my reality TV friends, I'm like, you guys have to get on Snap. I'm so confused on why nobody knows about.
I'm excited.
I was snapping when Brooke pulled up.
Snap.
Yeah, it's been a really cool platform for me to where I feel like it has become a daily vlog, and it's less intimidating. Like the people that are also on it are like more, I don't know if it's just my page, but they're just more friendly.
They seem like real
I'm
people.
excited
they're
to
just
learn
like
about
nicer.
Snap.
Or the questions that I get are just like more day-to-day, down-to-earth questions. So I'm like, oh, okay, I can get with this. I've only had to block like 3 people in the past 5 months, where normally on IG, I'm talking like
that's like an exercise.
100 every day. I'm like,
I think you keep saying the word education.
Yeah.
I think that is the feel I get more so from Snapchat. Like, it's a giant class. I hate to say it like this, but it's almost like a giant
talk to us
classroom.
about Snap School, because I did Snap School.
Yeah, Snap School. Okay, so Snap School is a program that I launched last year where essentially the concept is to bring 35 to 50 creators and talent together to hear best practices across all the different ways and how they can optimize it. And yeah, since launching it last year, I've done over 10 of them. We did one in Atlanta earlier this year. I was just in New York and Toronto doing one, and then I'll be in London later this year to do one as well.
How do you get in London Snap School?
Yeah.
How do you get invited to a Snap School?
You gotta know the right people. You gotta know the right people. It is invite only, and I think that's what
Cheyenne.
that has. It's true. That is what made Snap School cool, because it's like, other people when they throw parties, they become these like influencer marketing things, and it's really a tight, exclusive. Like you had to know someone to get an invite, and I think that Snap feels like this like cool party that you
you're like,
know,
I
like,
knew someone, so I can get invited.
Someone,
But it's different faces.
Cool,
Yeah.
like,
It's
with
not
different, like what you said, different platforms. So like with my platform, I'm a hairstylist.
Yeah.
And for me, I was like wondering, like, would it help me, like, being on Snap, like, showing different things that I'm like, because I'm on set and I do different things on the salon. So would it be like one of those things, like, on Snap that I'm like doing different stories? And I saw that it's like story.
That's the beautiful thing. Yeah. Like it's a perfect entryway for you to like start showing, just about your day. Not everybody has the insight of like, what does it mean to be a hairstylist? But then also you're not limited to just that. It's like, it's that, and then it's everything else. Let's say on your other platforms, you are limited to just hairstyling, but like on Snapchat, what do you do when you're not doing that?
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing.
So it's more of like,
we say Snap is an
self.
and, not an or. We're here to not take away from the other platforms. We're here to complement everything that you're already doing. So it's like Instagram, like focus on all the platforms and like add Snap into that content strategy. Yeah.
That makes so much
To make
sense.
it
Because your
more
page, if we look
free-flowing.
at your page right now, it's all hair based, and then like every now and then you throw in a picture of you and Parker.
yeah.
But
Literally.
like,
Snapchat
hair
could
isn't
show
just
your-
your whole life.
No.
You are a mom. Like you like to eat weird things and stuff like that. So it's like Snap, you can show.
Is that the weird stuff?
Yeah, she comes in here with like green drinks and
A
shit.
matcha?
Yeah. So, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
No.
I always say that people don't get to know
hesitant.
you on Instagram at all.
I'm very hesitant. And then when I was like doing my research and homework for Snap, I was really intrigued because I was like, oh, I can be my authentic self.
Yeah.
I can be who Shannon is, who they know who I am.
Yeah.
And I can share that with everyone else.
Yeah.
Which I think is so
It's
cool.
great,
Like
yeah.
who is
I'm stuck on you doing a London Snap School.
It's coming up. Yeah.
and all the cool kids are going.
Yeah, all the cool kids are going. only, yeah.
Damn.
All the cool kids in London are going.
Okay, but
I
can
love
you
that.
tell us what a day in the life is of a Snapchat
Employee. Well, so for our
creator,
team,
what
do you?
You didn't even give your what's your title at Snap?
Oh yeah, head of creator development.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So advising
There you
people
go.
on how they can optimize Snap. So a day for me is really busy. I would say, the difference about Snapchat and other platforms. At the other platforms, they have like hundreds of people dedicated to supporting them and creators. It's 10 of us in the United States with like a few folks in other places. So total globally, you're looking at 17 people. So
Wait,
like,
that's
yes,
it?
that's it.
Hold up.
So like,
So it's a talent department.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I'm stretched thin, as
Yeah.
is the team, but the other difference is, as we make ourselves as available as we can to people. I can't be available.
Yeah.
But if you have a question, you can message me and I'll
Yeah.
get back to you. And so with that, it's a lot of meetings, it's a lot of education because Snap has so many components to it because people aren't as familiar. It is a lot of education, a lot of meeting people where they're at too. So yes, I will go to a lot of events. I'll go to people's houses. I was with Demi Lovato's mom like 3 months ago, like spending time and getting to know people as people. And then dinners, going to dinner tonight. It's just a lot of. And I'm more introverted than people think, so it's like
You do a lot of
it's
speaking.
yeah.
You were just
It's a lot, and I've been doing a lot of public
You were
speaking
doing
lately.
a lot of events.
speaking.
I feel like you were just at a recent event. summit, like a summit?
Yeah, the speaking has been picking up a lot, especially this year. But yeah, at this point, I have been like speaking to an audience probably once a week at this point. I just did something on Saturday. I did an Amazon summit the week before that.
Right.
And
That's amazing.
Snap Schools, obviously. And
Were you always this like fearless or confident, sure of yourself in terms of speaking, or is this like, you know, of course it's a journey.
Yeah, it's a
no
muscle.
matter what it is.
Yeah, it's a muscle you work on. Confidence is such a funny thing and concept. I definitely have my insecurities. I think one thing in any regard that I just very early on is like just spend time with myself. Like I just understood myself and I just accepted myself. And it was a lot of that. The external validation, and I don't mean that like I don't seek external validation, but the things that sometimes we need from others to make us feel okay about ourselves, I really actively work to shred that early on. So I think it has helped with like my confidence. And then in terms of public speaking, that's just one of the things that I know I'm good at in the sense of expression. Like I'm a words person. I'm a words of affirmation person. In times where I don't feel understood, words are my ability to be understood, like growing up especially. So I found power in words. And so as an adult and in my career, I've just leveraged that. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I really like listening to you.
I'm
like, ooh. I'm not in a weird way. I didn't mean to make that awkward.
No, I love it.
But you know how you hear some people talk? Like, I hate listening to myself talk. I hate my voice. But I'm listening and I'm like, damn, that makes so much sense. Like, I wish that, like, this morning when I snapped, I was like, I'm going to have Brooke on and I can't wait because I know she's going to drop gems. And now I'm sitting here like, check. There's that gem. Gem again.
I just know I'm going to sit in my car for like 20 minutes and just be like, okay, like, this is giving me like a little confidence booster at the same time. And it's like, just do it.
It also makes me like internally check myself.
Yes.
Like, am I actively like sitting with myself? How you said, like, I just have to sit with myself sometimes.
We all stay so busy, and I like I said, I am more introverted than people think I am, and like I spend a lot of time with myself, and I am totally okay with solitude, and like I accept the change within myself as well. So I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to like, why am I not the version of myself that I was? Like we're constantly changing.
Yeah.
Constantly.
I think I have to work on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can take myself out to lunch.
I wouldn't do that. I don't like going places by myself. I don't mind staring at a wall for 3 hours with no distractions. Like I don't mind
like
that.
putting your phone down, no TV,
I don't mind
music.
just staring at a wall for 3 hours. I would like this idea of being bored. I'm never bored ever. I can sit with my thoughts and be fine. I love it.
See, I don't know if I can sit with my thoughts.
Like thinking is a hobby for me. Like that's so fun. Abstract thinking is a hobby for me.
It's one of my superpowers.
That's why I know where your brain's at. I know you're an overthinker.
I'm sitting here like, you think 3 hours is something? I got you. Like,
I'll give you 5. Literally, I know.
I think for me, one thing I struggle with is like negative thoughts.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I sit for too long,
You'll have too many
then I have too many like
ruminate.
negative thoughts, and the world's about to blow up. Like, it's just something's happening.
And then
what
are those negative thoughts saying about where you're at? And like that's where you're almost, this idea of stay curious. Like you almost have to interview yourself. It's like why am I having this thought? Even in the past couple of years, I've had to really come to terms with some personal triggers. Like I am in couples therapy. I am in therapy.
I love that you just said interview yourself because I have literally
interviewed yourself. Kyle's like, yes, I've been there.
Every few years,
Yeah.
especially around my birthday. Like my birthday's in September, so August for me is a really huge month of like reflection and like, where am I? Where was I last year? Where am I going? Yeah. Like, am I on path? Am I still on my trajectory, or do I need to sit my ass down and stare at that wall some more and reconfigure some thoughts? So it's you got to interview yourself. Like that self-reflection is so important no matter what stage you're in, what you have going on, no matter how much money you have, how much happiness you think you have. Like there's always more that you can like dive into within self, I feel. So.
Okay, Brooke. So I feel like a lot of people are going to ask us, and I don't want to give the answer because I don't know all of the answers to this, but how can people make money on Snapchat?
Okay, so I'm going to run through kind of all the ways that people can make money. So the first and the thing that I think people are talking about the most is our Stories Revenue Share program. So this is a program we launched earlier this year where essentially we're the first and only platform placing ads in between public stories and sharing the revenue with creators. So there are criteria creators have to hit in order to be in the program, which everyone can find out online. But it's been an incredibly lucrative program. I think you could probably agree to that.
Right, I was just ask, Shay, are you part of that program?
I make really good money.
Do you?
know, every
trying to
Friday,
get there.
I get really excited. I sit and I check my email all Friday. I go like this, and I'm like, oh, it's happening.
and I love it because, like, you're still growing on Snapchat. I love that you're making good money because, like, you're still growing on Snapchat, too. So it shows you that there is not this perception that there's this 1% of top creators making money. There's a whole healthy middle class of creators, emerging creators, and all types making money.
Yeah.
So the other couple quick ways to make money as well are through Spotlight. So we have an incentive fund on the main Spotlight page, and then we have what we call Spotlight challenges, which are essentially mini contests centered around a particular theme, prompt, and that's open to anyone. So
people really
we
go
give out money.
I would be like, oh,
you guys have to look at these Snapchat challenges.
Do the challenges.
I'll be like, oh, I'm going to do this challenge, and they'll see other people's challenges, and I'm like, how'd you do that?
It's based on creativity, so like don't get caught up on views.
I need to get outside.
The challenges. Yeah. We
and
give
it's not like
every week we give new challenges.
$5. It's like there's like $5,000, $10,000 challenges, and they have the rules. And I'm sitting there because like half the time I'm like, y'all, I don't want to be on my phone. I'm like, get me off my phone. Why am I on social media? I got work to do. Like I'm still figuring out my stuff that I'm going to present to you. Yeah. But on Snapchat, I'm like, ooh, what's the challenges this week?
I met this girl who told me all she does is submit to challenges. And she's like, I make great money doing it.
Love that.
And I thought it was really cool.
And I feel like it's a good way to like get other followers and see what other people are doing.
Spotlight is also like a good way to put your
Spotlight.
Right?
Yep. There's an incentive fund on Spotlight, so that's like short form content. So like performative content, something quick. It's good. Yeah, everybody can.
So what was the first one that Shida?
So that's
part
the
of a program.
Yeah, so it's the Stories Revenue Share program, which is you have to be accepted into that program so you can start running ads against stories.
Is it something that like you apply to? Or you're like sought out?
Yeah, so it's open to Snap Stars, which are verified creators that meet certain criteria. So that criteria is online, but you have to have like 55,000 followers, 25 million monthly Snap views, and there's a couple other things. So
I'm like, Cheyenne, what do I have?
How can I get that program? Yeah.
No, because mine is like
yours went up a lot.
Interesting because it's like on here I have maybe like 9,000 followers, but I'll have story views on days where it's like over 500,000 like
that's what I'm saying. That's Snapchat.
And I'll be like, where did you come from? Or
imagine if Instagram's Explore tab was only verified accounts. So that's the stories page. It's only open to Snap Stars, which is why being verified means something.
How many Snap Stars are there, like roughly?
It is.
No. I'm like,
she's still laughing.
What I can say is it's a really small pool. Okay. It's a relatively small, like
so it's selective.
If I told you the number, you'd be like, I'm sitting in that pool, so
so it's tiny.
You're in a good spot, everyone.
It's a little baby tub.
But that's
good to know. So you're really
no, and I will
you
say
you like that protection of data. That
was great. Touche. I will say that when I started on Snap, it's been a lot easier to grow organically on here than any other platform that I've been on, and it's less of like it's less of like a headache. Like it's more like fun. You guys all know my husband hates social media. Zach posts like one time a year on Instagram, and he posts every day on Snap. Like he missed one day the other day in between I was traveling, and he was like, I missed posting. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "I just feel like they're gonna be lost." I'm like, "They're not gonna be lost."
Everybody was wondering what I was up to. They think I'm gone.
Don't catch up. It's okay. But
can I say that's the
another
thing?
People would be worried if you miss a day.
But that's the thing because these kids are messaging every day. The behavior is different. There's a need to check your Snapchat every day. I can catch up with your Instagram, TikTok, other socials once a week if I want to. I have to see what you're up to every day. So because of that, there is way more value in 50,000 followers on Snapchat than like 500,000 on other platforms these days. 100%.
Yes, no, for sure.
So that's why when we're talking about your followers, I was like, no, don't get thrown off by that. Like it's good.
Because at one point Brooke asked me, I think we were talking about followers, and I was like, I don't have that many, like compared to my other platforms. And then I told her, and she's like, oh no, this is great. Like show that number and don't feel like that, because I'm like, the number isn't consistent with the views, and that threw me off.
And brands are watching. We announced this thing called Snapstar Collab Studio, and now branded collaborations are going to happen. So like, I have no doubt that you're going to get a brand deal like at some point next year. And so having that follower continue to save stories, like your profile's looking nice, which is why you see in our chat, you just see
always like
Brooke recorded, just like you've become my example in meetings now.
I love it.
I showed you to Vinny from, I think I showed your profile to Vinny from Jersey Shore.
Tell Jim what's up. Is that his name?
Yeah, Jim. You hear this, Jim? Jim, if you're listening, if you're out there.
Come on, if you're hiring, I'm your girl.
Cheyenne will speak all the time.
Yes. Wait, before we want to get into like Brooke personal life, but I have one more question. Is Snap hiring? Can people get a job at Snapchat?
Yeah, people get it. So my friend just hit me up about a job at Snap. She's like, hey, this position is hiring. Can you put in a good word? And I put in a good word. So yeah,
nice.
look online. See what's up.
I have a question.
You're going to be mad when you see me in the office.
not Cheyenne got the job, starts Monday. Not she's in the office on Monday. Oh my gosh.
At my little test. Like, hey, girl.
Hey, Brooke. Yeah, it's like,
And I'll be bringing her lunch. Hey guys, is that ad program still open?
What's up, Jim? Where you at?
Here's Jim. Oh man.
Okay, Shannon, I'm
So
sorry.
I did
This is
some
great.
digging, and one thing that really stood out to me, you had these 3 things that you've learned in your career, and I would love for you to share that with our audience.
Okay.
And I thought they're just amazing.
Yeah, thank you. So 3 things that I've learned in my career. The first thing is that perception is reality, and that is a hard truth that I had to come to terms with probably during CAA. The way that people perceive you is the truth. It doesn't matter. The truth is in the eye of the beholder, period. And, you know, a lot of people will kind of get up in arms about that. Like they feel misunderstood. And trust me, I live in this space of always feeling misunderstood. But it is the reality. And so you can either let it work against you, you can pretend you don't care, or you make it work for you. And I decided early on to let that game work for me. I identified my strengths. I was okay with not being good. It's okay to not be good at everything. Identify your strengths, and that's where you have to be not biased about yourself. Identify your strengths and play to your strengths. My personality is a strength. The way I speak is a strength. There's these things about me that I just decided to lean into and leverage versus thinking about all the things that I'm not. The second thing is managing expectations, which I'm rolling my eyes in my brain because it drives me absolutely up the wall, how this very simple concept is something that people just don't understand in all spaces. Set yourself up as the hero every single time. So I follow through. The lack of follow through and just entertainment in general is wild. Ideas can come from anywhere. The people who make stuff happen are the people who execute against them. I follow through on every single thing that I say. And if I'm less than 110% sure that I can commit to it, I won't say it, period.
Yeah,
and that also goes to being on time. I pulled up on your sister 5 minutes early today. And the first thing I said, I was like, I'm notoriously early and I'm sorry. Be on time. Yes, respect people's time, but you set yourself up. So it's like, instead of, let's say you're working with your boss and you promise you needed to get him this presentation. Instead of saying, I'm going to get it to you by the end of the day, and if you know for a fact that can't be true, just say, I'll get it to you in 2 days, and then turn it in a day early.
And then you're setting.
You're the hero every time. I've done this with you a few times. You'll hit me up, can we do, what about this? And I'll say, I don't know that if it's realistic that I can get this thing done, or if I can. I'm very straightforward about it. And why would I mess with you and tell you, promise you all these things, promise you these things aren't true? It doesn't make sense.
Thinking back, you are very,
I'm very direct, matter of fact. And so then the third thing is people make the world go round at the end of the day. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care what degrees you hold. People make the world go round. Everybody loves something. Everyone has lost something. Everyone is afraid of something. And you need to have empathy for people. And you need to make sure. And I live in a transactional world. It's like, favor scratching. And I don't, it is what it is. But I do go out of my way to get to know people as human beings. And I think, Snap has been a great place where I can be a human and get my corporate, shit done. And it's great. So those are the 3 things I've learned pretty early in my life.
I love when I was reading those this morning, it is like, hey, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
All those things are
those
like
are really
what
important.
make a career.
That's it.
Yeah, I like the managing expectations.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to disappoint people, but you disappoint people more by just not being honest. Just be honest with them.
Yeah.
Because they'll at least be able to take you for your word and take you at face value. They'll always be able to trust what you say. Yeah. And that's important.
Whew.
Yeah, you feel it. Yeah.
I just feel like I went to.
I feel like I should go do something after this.
going to say, this was my church.
Right. I'm going to get into the nitty gritty. The love life.
Ooh.
I have so many questions.
Relationship.
Where do you want to start?
I want to start with. I have so many questions. I do.
Well, first, can we start within? I know Snapchat is our world right now, but on Brooke's Instagram,
Yes.
normalize open relationships.
That's in
What
your
does that
bio,
mean
right?
in your bio?
Okay, so what are we doing?
Yeah. We're normalizing open relationships. So
I look like I'm scared right now.
yeah, I mean, who knows what might come out of my mouth. I don't even know where to start. Okay, long story short, so I am in an open relationship. I've been with my partner, Amanda, for 3 years. I also have a secondary partner. We're not public yet, so I won't name her just yet. But, yeah, I've been married and divorced, and as of like 3 years ago, I decided to embark upon this new journey. I did a lot of homework and research, and I feel strongly about it.
So where
did you start your homework and research?
Wait, hold on. We've been married and divorced.
Yeah.
Cheyenne,
Let's start there.
Let's start there. Okay.
Let's start from the
One thing
beginning.
at a time.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to this. So I married my high school sweetheart. We had the adolescent breakup, get back together, that whole thing. Married at 25, divorced at 28, and shortly after that, I'd always had thoughts about monogamy, but I also really loved her, so I just went for it. And I said, worst case, I can get divorced, which is what happened.
Yeah.
And after that, I was thinking the toxicities that I personally think come along with monogamy. And this idea of you have friends for everything. You have friends that you shop with, friends you're emotional with.
Yeah.
But you expect your partner to be
those
everything.
things.
Not only while they're trying to figure out their individual self, which is going to change, but they need to be all that you subscribe them to be. It's just a lot of pressure and a lot. So
I'm married, I know.
No, yeah.
Are you guys still? Was that a healthy divorce or?
Yeah, super amicable. Super
Okay.
amicable, no bad blood. We just became completely different people at no fault. We weren't even on different pages, just
guys were
different
young.
books. We were young, so young.
And you said high school sweetheart, you guys.
Yeah,
that's
literally
a
met when
lot.
we were
That's a lot of
17.
growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's
And
a
I
lot.
I dated plenty of other
that
people in the
time.
meantime. We've had
Okay.
many of off periods, you know how it is.
So growing up, you always knew you liked girls.
I did like preschool. I remember walking into preschool being more into girls before I even knew what a relationship was. So I've always been into girls. I've had a couple crushes on guys in my interaction with guys, but really for me it was all girls until after my divorce. I was trying to explore my sexuality as well.
Yeah.
I think for me, gender identity and sexual identity were very tethered together in the sense of back in the day, well, I can't have a crush on a guy because then he'll expect me to wear a dress and I can't do that. So that's not gonna happen. But today, guys are more open-minded too. I can show up to a date with a guy in sweatpants and him. So I've been, and that's okay. You guys, not to get emotional or anything like that, but that's where the pink hair comes from. I hated the color pink my whole life because it felt so feminine. Felt like it represented something that I wasn't. But in my later years, it's I have masculine and feminine energy. And so embracing both sides of me has been my recent journey. So the pink is
really
me
good.
accepting, it represents my feminine energy in
I'm
addition
not
to the
there yet.
masculine energy.
I was wondering. I was going to ask about
cool.
Yeah.
the journey of your hair because I saw. Telling you,
I love the research. I love it.
You did so good.
I'm going to know
because
what's
in the
going on.
big, I guess in 2009, girl,
Now you dropping the years.
love that. Love this.
but your hair was different.
Yeah.
It was neutral colors.
Yeah.
And then I feel then you got to this, which is when you felt your feminine energy and
I think that's great.
balancing all that. I think that's cool because I'm hairstylist, so I was like, ooh.
Yeah, you got into the
Towards it,
hair.
yeah.
Our hair.
And I wanted to come up with a hairstyle I could do myself. So it was small journey along the way.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Is this something you do yourself? Or do you
I used to get individual braids all the time. I'd hire someone and it takes 10 hours. And so I was I need to get away from that taking so much time. So I found this hairstyle called Marley Twist. And then so in 2015 I shaved my head. I figured out the Marley Twist. I figured out how to get it into this main thing. Then I added the braid and then so it was steps along the way. It was a journey and then before you know it, it's this signature look.
It's
and
for sure your signature
I did
look.
change up the color a lot but then once I started to introduce the pink and got the pink, that is probably
Now it's you right now.
that became a Brooke Berry thing, and so it's a signature now. I can't imagine changing it.
You can't change it.
I can't
It's
change
not
it.
allowed.
Teen Vogue referenced it in an article. I'm stuck.
It's not allowed.
I'm stuck.
At this point, you're stuck with it.
I'm stuck.
Okay, so back to Amanda.
Yeah.
Amanda and our friend we're gonna keep remain nameless.
Yeah.
How long have you been with Amanda?
Amanda and I met on Tinder 3 years ago, and we met at a time where we both were kind of in the same mind space of like, monogamy isn't it. What does this alternative world look like for me? And so we kind of held hands and explored this together. So we both hadn't been in a non-monogamous relationship prior. We were non-monogamous the whole time, and it's been the healthiest dynamic I've ever had. So
does she have another partner too?
So we navigate our dating dynamics very differently. Okay. So I'm very much like a intense lover, like, my whole heart is on fire. Amanda loves, just dating and casual interaction. So Amanda has had, partners, obviously has been together. She's dating someone currently, but ebbs and flows. And same for me in terms of partners. So,
but you're more of.
So how open are you guys about like being open?
We're
like,
open.
do you talk about your
with each
newer
other?
relationship
with each other.
Amanda?
So I have had a lot of jealousy issues that I had to confront last year. So I kind of put Amanda kind of through the ringer with that. Which had us seek out couples therapy, which has been great for not only us as a couple, but so great for me individually. I do think there's certain things you can't learn about yourself until you're in a relationship. Yeah. So I've had to come to terms with some of those things. So I think that's another misconception people have about non-monogamy is the first thing I hear is, I can't do it, I'm too jealous. Non-monogamy does not erase you from jealousy. It just changes your experience with jealousy.
Like I can't do it. I'm still too jealous.
It's not easy. It's not easy. But
you had your share of jealousy.
Yeah, I have my share of jealousy.
But it's still not gone.
So we talk about it. We definitely are. We're very open. We're buddies too, right? So it's like, we hear about it. It's like,
so like if she goes on a date and if she
was just on a date like a couple days ago.
Do you guys live together?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So she goes on a date and then she comes home and then she's like, babe, my date was so great. It was so much fun. Like,
so we have two bedrooms as well.
Okay.
So like I think usually how we've been playing it is like if she goes on a date and comes back, maybe she'll sleep in her room that night. We'll reconnect in the morning.
Okay.
So we'll play it that way,
you
but
don't have that energy.
Yeah, it kind of gives her some space to kind of finish that energy out and kind of. But yeah, it's been a journey for sure.
Are you allowed to bring...
And I've helped her hit on guys.
I'm done.
I was literally wingman a couple times. It was great.
It was great. Are you allowed to bring your dates home?
I met my second partner when I was with Amanda. We were out at a club when I met my second partner.
Do y'all bring them home, yes or no?
Yeah. Get back to the question.
So what if Amanda goes on a date and she's feeling her
mindful.
date?
We're not the only people that have an apartment, and hopefully the person she talks to has their own place.
Has their own place.
Yeah, so we try to be mindful about when.
So there are boundaries.
A boundary. If anything, when you're in an open relationship, boundaries are more important. Yeah. Boundaries are so important.
You have to set them.
Amanda and I have boundaries, both on my end, on her end, and me and my new partner have boundaries. Like,
got it.
Boundaries are everything.
Wow, so Amanda has met your new partner.
Not yet. They're going to soon. They both keep talking about it. It's really funny.
But you said you met
at a club.
Technically they did, but
that space.
They met. It's like you're out and you're like they did technically meet, but like. That's like not the meeting, right? It's not the meeting. Yeah.
Wow. The meeting. What is the meeting?
Just for them to meet and shake hands, like, hey.
I'm like picturing you sitting on this couch, and it's like you're in the middle, and like Amanda's here, new girl's over here, and they're like peeking at each other.
Amanda used to always say, I have this vision of like us when we're older and like Thanksgiving, but like us and our partners, like when we're 80 sitting on the rocking chair, why can't there be room for someone else? Like we are life partners building a life and have she has so much space we have space for others.
But then how does the living situation work? Like now if we're in our 80s, like and the other partners are there, like are we all living together?
It's not easy. Look, everyone is everybody structures their life different. Like it's funny, I dated this guy who was like he's like bisexual and he's also non-monogamous and he is married to this girl who he's been with for 10 years and like me and him are never going to share space together, right? So it's like you kind of come into it like it's but there is instance. I remember I heard a story of this husband and wife, and the husband's girlfriend lived in the house. So like everyone does have different. Who knows what Amanda and I's future could look like? Do I think it's impossible? Of course not.
Yeah, I always say I could have a husband and a girlfriend. Yeah, and we could. I feel like we could coexist.
A husband and a girlfriend. Yeah,
and I think we could actually all live in the same house and be okay.
I think I would try to kill her.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
No, you would just start to love her.
Because there's some days where I don't want to.
You're just gonna love her.
No way. I love her. I think I would kill her in her sleep.
Yeah, but the one thing Amanda and I don't have to navigate are kids. So we
that
don't,
was my next question.
We don't want to have kids.
You guys don't want kids.
I've never wanted kids. I just want to be like the cool, like, person everyone else's kids.
Yeah, I like that vibe.
That's cool for me. So yeah, that's a factor that we don't have. But there's also plenty of non-monogamous couples with kids who like do it fine. But it's nothing. It's not a constant thing. At least we have to navigate.
Right.
Yeah.
So Amanda doesn't want kids. What about your new partner?
I'm sure she wants to be married and have kids someday.
Okay.
So she will. Non-monogamy is a journey for everybody. She's gonna have to figure out what she wants ultimately.
Brooke said, I told her what I'm doing. She's open to...
Exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. That's right.
I kind of like it because it's like it allows people to just be themselves. And it's like, I've seen people in non-monogamous relationships and I've learned from them. Yeah. And at first I used to be like, how do you do this? But now I'm like, yo, the way that y'all just navigate it.
The thing too is like, how many like dynamics I've had to walk away from because they're not okay with non-monogamy. So it's like, there's some sacrifice there with that too when you commit to this lifestyle. Like not everybody's okay with it, but to your point, it gives me the freedom to be and date people without this like we're dating because we have to get married and there's this clock. You can really you get deeper with people, and if anything, there just feels to be more trust because you almost have to trust that person to choose you every time. Yep. You have the ability to go fall in love with anybody and go do it all, but you're gonna choose me every day. I'm trusting you to do that.
Me I think there's something you have enough space in you to love two people.
100%. Okay. My heart is love is not love is limitless. It's not.
And it doesn't change your love for Amanda. It just you have love for her also. The other one also.
100%. My love for Amanda does not change at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's a wild
concept. I'm processing with you. I'm processing with you. Still love Amanda. I'm not judging.
Don't forget to breathe, Cheyenne.
I'm not judging.
You're staying curious. You're staying curious.
I'm really
You're very curious.
I am. I can definitely see you doing something like this. I think I would have to be in therapy every day.
Yeah. No, thank God. Thank God for Wanda. Wanda, we see Wanda. Thank God for Wanda.
Yeah.
We started out once a week, and then now we do once a month. But we can kind of, if we are going through something,
conflict.
Exactly.
Okay.
Speed it up.
Zach and I do couples therapy, and then we also do it separate.
Yeah, same. I'm my individual.
And I love it. Yeah. I think it's been one of the best decisions that I've ever personally made for myself, plus for my marriage. I'm just trying to process if he really sat me down and was like, hey, I want to explore and be open and have a girlfriend. I don't know if I would be able to.
Like, Amanda was dating this girl for a bit, and she came out and she lived in another place, and she came out and stayed in our apartment, so I just went and stayed at a friend's for the weekend.
Oh, so you left.
I don't know if I'm that big of a person.
And she did the same thing for me and my new partner. She said, hey, I was thinking I can go, like, to my dad's and, like, you and her can have the place for the weekend. Yeah, so we're going to be more intentional about stuff like that.
Did your jealousy spike over the weekend?
A little bit, not as much. I really did go through it last year. I think so I learned a lot. I'm in a much different place. There were times, but that's the thing. It's like all feelings are fleeting. It's like even if I feel those moments of jealousy, it's not like it's going to last forever. I'm not going to sit here and be jealous all day. It's going to have its moments.
But like you said,
but there has been those days.
Yeah, at the end of the day. I think I'd be on the cameras.
And it is easier as time goes on. Like I am way more confident in like where we're at. In the beginning, like it's scary. It's all new for both of us, and there's no playbook to any of this. Right. So we are writing the rules.
What
as we
about
go.
marriage? Do you guys want to get married, or
I'm not getting married again?
Yeah,
no way.
I've been there.
It's just for like you just said. It wasn't for you.
It just feels like a formality. That's just like for what?
Sometimes I really wonder like if I will get married.
Yeah.
Like I know I want to be in a committed relationship. Like I love the idea of marriage, but I'm also like I know that I may wake up one day and say, hey, I'm moving to so-and-so for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Do you want to come, yes or no? And if they say no love lost, but I'm going.
Gotta choose you.
Yeah. And it's those are the things that scare me about like monogamy or like relationships sometimes where I'm like, I can have you here in this country and I can have you here in this country and it's fine.
People become an additive and not a necessity, and it's healthy.
It's okay, and there's so many different layers of someone, and like you said earlier, how could you expect someone to like put all that pressure on someone?
Yeah.
To be everything for you.
To
That's
be
one
everything.
thing that did stick out to me because we always talk about that within our marriage of like we need to make sure that like we have friends together, but keep your friends.
Yeah.
You know, keep your friend group. I still have my friends. Like, I don't want our worlds to merge so deep into each other that everything is intertwined. So that all we do is rely on each other. And Zach and I are very codependent. We acknowledge our codependency. We're, like, at the hip. It's very... It's up there. It's up there. So, like, recently we've talked, and he's like, you know, I think I'm going to get, like, a hobby that's not, like, your hobby. I'm like, I think that's great for you. Like, go get a fucking hobby, you know.
Get out of here.
Or something. Same thing for me. So, when you say that, I understand that concept of somebody becoming everything for you, and that can be draining when you have to be all these things on top of, like, their wife. Or their husband. So I understand that. I think it would just take I just feel like the openness thing and, like, the going, I think I'm just not that good of a person. I'm not there.
It's not for everybody. It's hard,
But I could totally see you being like, Mom,
you know
here's
what?
Jack and here's Sarah.
Could you imagine? Literally.
We're all happy.
I remember this one time I went bowling, and I was a teenager, and it was a French throuple. And it was 2 husbands and their wife. And I remember watching them, and I was so intrigued, and they had their child, and I finally was like, I don't know what compelled me to speak to them, but I spoke to them this day. This was at the Hastings Ranch bowling alley. You may have been there.
And you were like, I could do this?
We were there with family. I was watching the dynamic, because at first I was like, is she the nanny? And then I was like, oh, she kissed both of these men. And then I was like, the men are with each other too. So I was like, there was so much going on.
Brooke is like,
I'd love to have 2 boyfriends.
And there was so much going on, but I was like, this is their unit, and the kids were so happy, and everyone was together, and there was no, like, everyone just worked well together, and I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah. And that's what it was. It was the support. It was the acceptance. The idea of, like, you choose me every day. Yeah, you can go out there and you have the freedom. Like, for me, I love my freedom.
It takes it to a deeper level. Also, I would love to date a bisexual man. I think that's where my future lies. Bisexual man. I would love that. It's deep. It is deep.
I have one for you.
I also have some like off the record stories, like maybe outside or out there, like share. So I have a story about a couple as well that cannot be shared on the microphone.
I want you to come back and just talk about, like, dating.
I love dating.
I
love it so much.
Talk about it for an hour. I just feel like it's cool to meet other people where, like, you view love differently, or like your love seems like it doesn't have, like, boundaries or limits on it, to where, like, I'm just different. And it's not a negative way, but I do like learning about other people. I feel like 100%. I can kind of live through you a little bit. Or live through you, or you know. So, like, a lot of people, a lot of people always ask, like, oh, why do you guys always talk about, like, dating, and, like, you're the married one, like, you shouldn't be so, like, concerned. But I'm like, it's so much fun.
You
like,
what are you talking about? It's interesting.
But thing when people, like, try to put, like, a thing on you, like, you can explore, you can ask questions.
It's interesting to see how dating cultures change so much. Like, of course. Like, when I got divorced, I was my first time with Tinder. That was so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Do you think it is LA is in terms of dating women or finding women, meeting women, is it like,
don't talk to me about LA
cesspool,
girls.
Or is it like,
I love New York. I love London. I dating in LA, so I'm very conscious. I hate when what I do comes up in a dating situation. I don't like talking about what I do professionally, work-wise. Don't reference my social media. Don't reference who I hang out with. I don't want to talk about any of that. And so in LA, I have to navigate that piece a little bit more. Everybody wants to be famous.
I get it.
So I'm very particular. I'm very much about, like, why someone is talking to me. So I'm very on that. And it's just, I'm a deep person, and I know everybody, it's so pretentious to say that. It's like, I'm so deep, but it's like, I'm genuinely such a complex human that it's like, to find a girl that I'm, like, super attracted to, which is another thing, and then, like, just can meet me there emotional depth wise. So I find that those people are on the East Coast or in Europe
or London,
not in LA. So
they're not
the girl, my new partner, I met her at a club in LA. So, like, she's out here, but it's she's
It's so, the reason why I'm asking that is because in the comments, like, we talk about dating, and there's all these people who are like, Kyle needs to date a woman. You need to just go find a woman. And I'm thinking, like, where are they at?
Yeah.
I don't know where the men at. I don't know the women at.
It's hard to meet
I don't know
girls.
where anyone is.
There's no place to meet girls out here. There's no way.
It's hard to meet anyone.
You go through dating, like you can't meet a man or a woman.
Yeah.
Out here,
no,
it's awful here.
It's real.
Yeah.
Here in Los Angeles, but other states, other countries, it's a different conversation. Different culturally, different expectations.
Yeah.
You know, this non-monogamy conversation goes very different in other places.
It does,
Some people, it's like, no, we're shutting that down. And some people are like, thank you, girl.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Zach would shut it down, but he'd be like, I'm open to a threesome.
Of course.
What about
Everyone
that?
is.
What about that?
Guys always bring it up.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
But
it's rough.
I don't know. Okay, the way we end our podcast every week is you have to, not have to, it's not a forced thing.
Jeez.
So I know, I was the way I came up. I'm like, damn it.
Prepare myself.
We were just so open.
Now jealousy. Here comes
forcing
control.
Okay,
Right.
each week we share either a WTF moment from our week,
Okay.
or you can just share advice or a thought. So we'll let somebody on this side of the table
Yeah, please
start,
give me. Yeah, give
because
me
I'm
a
not
thinker.
ready.
I'll share like an experience.
Okay.
Ooh.
I like
This
that.
month, I've just really like honed in into like myself since it's my birthday month. And this past weekend, I did a wedding or whatever, and it was like the best little getaway. And then I didn't want it to end, so I bought myself a hotel room
Nice.
on Saturday, and I like stayed and like treated myself and got room service
I love
and like
that.
was my best freaking life. Took a shower. The shower was so sexy, so I kept looking at myself in the mirror, taking a shower, and I was like, "Ooh, hey, girl."
Yes.
And that was, I feel like my last advice was like to invest in yourself. So I really took my own advice and I invested in myself, and I like literally slept in until checkout. And
I
was
love
just
this.
laying
I
in
love
there
this.
like,
Were you naked?
yes.
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
I love that, Cheyenne.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
I took my advice.
Good. For once. For once we take our advice around here.
That was good. That makes me happy. I feel like I've actually had a good week. So there's no. Well, I did have a WTF. My whole baby daddy's a WTF sometimes. But like, we're gonna leave that alone.
Okay.
That's just my situation right now. But other than that, I feel like I'm in a really good place. Like my kids are good. I'm good. No WTFs and advice. Yeah, come back to me.
Okay.
I'm struggling right now. I will have something.
I don't have advice because I feel like life is lifing right now. But I will say my WTF is we're trying to potty train Ace, so it's just like baby dick running around everywhere, and it's freaking nuts. So I've learned, will not go to the bathroom unless he's butt naked. And I'm just trying not to make this a thing because I knew some guy in high school who would have to literally strip all the way down to go to the bathroom, still in high school. And I'm like, my son is gonna wear clothes and pee. Like you're not about to be this kid.
I think it's a phase too. Boz went through that phase where he'd be like,
just being
I'm hot.
naked.
Yeah, he'd say I'm hot.
Ace has to take
just the whole thing has to
everything
be off.
off.
He wants to take his
go
shirt
to
off.
the bathroom on the toilet. So whatever. So he runs around naked 99% of the day. And yesterday he peed on the carpet. And everybody knows Zach is so OCD. So I thought I was gonna have to call 911 for Zach because he was just having a heart attack. And then this morning, this was like my real WTF. Zach asked me to change Ace's diaper, but I think I went to the bathroom myself. I came back and he was changing Ace's diaper, and then he was done. We're all laying there, and then all of a sudden, Zach goes, "What is this?"
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "That's shit."
Oh my God.
He was holding it. He was holding like this little pebble.
Oh my God.
Which was a turd, and he sniffs it.
Oh my
And he
gosh.
goes, "Oh, it's shit.
Oh my
There's
God.
shit in my hand."
Oh,
And he's
no.
like holding the turd, and Ace is just laying there chilling, watching Coco Melon, and I'm sitting there like, "There's shit in your hand," and I couldn't even get out of the bed. I couldn't even make a scene because he was just like, ah, ah, ah. But that was my WTF. My son shit in our bed, and Zach was holding it for like a good 2 minutes. Yep.
Now
was
your
great.
turn.
Yep.
I was really trying hard to think of a WTF, and I have absolutely nothing. I have nothing
I
compelling.
feel like you probably have a really good thought or advice you could share.
I do have a
You want
thought.
to tell us a tattoo story?
Oh, I can give you advice and a tattoo story. Choose a tattoo. I'll give you the story. I'll give you my Jon Snow story. Okay. So, I am a massive game. I was like, pick one. I picked. Just kidding.
I want to tell this.
I pranked you. So I'm a massive Game of Thrones fan. It took me 4 seasons to start watching the show. Everyone was like, watch it, and I'm like, I'm not into fantasy. They're like, it's political drama. I was like, that's interesting. So I started to watch it. I've seen the show over 12 times. I've read the books. I have so much Game of Thrones stuff in my apartment. I have a giant cutout of Jon Snow that Julia Rose from season 4 of Are You the One gave me as a birthday gift. Wow. And so I got Jon Snow tattooed on me in the shape of a heart. So big Game of Thrones fan. Never fangirled over anything in my life. And my advice is a quote by Albert Einstein. And the quote is, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. And I think I'm going to hone in on this again, but accept yourself, genuinely spend time with yourself to accept yourself, understand yourself outside of other people, and play to your strengths. And it is okay that you're not amazing or at everything. You just need to know where your strengths are and leverage that. And that's what I got.
I love that. I will say that I'm obsessed with Game of Thrones. I've read the books at least 3 times each because I read them too fast the first time because I was too excited. Yeah. So I went back and read them again, and then I read back a 3rd time because I'm a little slow. So
I've had a couple of theories go viral on Reddit.
Really?
I'm like into it. I
wrote
into a Game of Thrones podcast once, and he read my advice on his like big podcast. I was so excited.
This is so funny.
You guys
so
are both very jealous.
So like, you want to talk about?
I've met over anything, anybody, anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Game of Thrones is my motherfucking shit.
I have met so many celebrities. If I ever meet anyone from that cast, because I saw Rickon once. He doesn't count. I will lose my mind. I will lose my mind.
No, I already told Zach I wanted to take a trip to go see the Iron Throne, and he's like,
"Where in Ireland?"
And he's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like,
"Let me know when you do that." I was gonna say, "Let me know when you do that." I really, if I had all the money in the world, I would take a location scouting, like going to see all the best locations.
I was gonna say, what if we make a snap school, snap something?
I was gonna say,
Ireland.
just send me out. We'll get it all for your story, so you make money, and there's the justification.
Yeah,
love it.
We'll justify that one.
Love it.
I mean, she's gonna start on Monday, so
we'll justify. I'm really about to go look and see what they're hiring. You're gonna be like, how the fuck did you get here?
Right. It's gonna be.
You want to close it out?
Yeah. Well, I didn't obviously have a WTF for advice, but I just want to mention today is formally Columbus Day, as we all now know as Indigenous People Day. So I just want to give a warm prayer, shout out. I don't even know if I'm saying this correctly, but just we see you. Earlier I was talking about how we're still in this like world of like genocides, not to go too heavy, but I just giving my prayers out today to family, culture, history that has been lost and erased. Try and do something to learn something today.
Yeah.
Teach yourself something.
Love that.
I still pray when I pray. I learned this from an Indigenous family. I burn something so that my prayers travel within the smoke. So that would be my advice. If you say your prayers, when you're saying your prayers, use some smoke, burn something so that they travel out into the world and they will reach where they need to go. So, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was really great, but I just have to tell you one thing. While Zach was putting on his do-rag yesterday, it caught on fire on a candle.
So maybe don't do that.
Maybe don't burn things. He started screaming, and I ran into the bathroom like, what is it? And he's had this do-rag, and it
I hope he said a prayer.
It was on fire. Okay. That's all I thought about when you said to light something. I'm like, damn, my house almost burned down. But anyway, I thought that was great. I'm so sorry to deflect, but whoa, that really just reminded me of how crazy my life is right now. But yes, I agree.
But confirmed, yeah.
I agree with everything you just said.
Retweet.
Y'all.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Don't forget to follow us on Think Loud Crew on Instagram and on YouTube, and listen to us on any podcast platform.
Where's
the camera? Where do I?
I think we did a Think Loud Crew podcast Snapchat.
So you mean I've been sideways the whole time?
No, look, it's looking right at you.
Oh, hey.
There's 3.
All right, great.
Don't worry.
All right, guys, you can follow me at Shy Not Shy, and you can follow my Snapchat Shit, what's my Snapchat name?
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, Cheyenne.
It's K Cheyenne. It's because Not Shy wasn't available because someone.
But you know
took
what the beautiful thing is? You just go ahead and type in Cheyenne Davis. You have no problem finding her.
Thank you.
Oh wow, thanks. Is it really that easy? Because I always struggle with getting
display name is all that matters.
Honestly,
yeah.
If I type CHE,
it comes
you
up.
are the first thing that pops up.
All right, there you go. Go find my Snap.
Anytime I write, check it out, it's like Cheyenne Davis.
Shut the fuck up.
Cheyenne Davis.
Where can they follow you?
You can follow me at rKyleLynn on Instagram or Snapchat because no one else in this world has my name.
Yeah, well, they rude and took mine.
And you can follow me at Hair by Shannon C. And you can follow me on Snapchat now, y'all.
Let's go! And Brooke, where can the people find you?
You guys can follow me on Instagram, Brooke Berry, on Snapchat, OMG Brooke Berry. Catch you there.
I love it.
Thank you guys
so much for coming on.
Yeah, this is great. This is my favorite. Don't tell the others, but like this might be my favorite podcast.
And you have to come back, and we have to do it all on love. And I'm gonna go do some research and have my questions ready.
Maybe we could squeeze me in for some image consulting, and after a date, then you could be like, "We have found, we have found her family.
We've done it.
Oh God, I didn't know if this was a good
The husband and the girlfriend."
All right, y'all. Don't forget to tell your crew
about our crew.
They set me up. They didn't tell me the outro.
Yeah, no, it's not for you. I'm just kidding.
Clearly. Jeez.